Luigi's got in his hand there?
Yeah.
Is it ever possible to buy a Game Boy Horror?
No. The Game Boy Horror is actually a see-through clear plastic, white clear plastic, and the only one that ever came out worldwide with clear plastic was purple. Atomic purple.
There was a lot of atomic purple stuff back then.
Oh, it sure was. It was a big fad. There was an N64, there was a controller.
I think I had an atomic purple rumble pack.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Actually, that might still be the one I have somewhere.
So yeah, we're playing Luigi's Mansion now, and we're playing Luigi's Mansion. What? What do you want me to do?
Down.
What?
Turn the volume down.
Oh, it's not that loud. But I'll turn it down.
It's like 12 or 15 or something.
So we're playing Luigi's Mansion, another GameCube launch title. My first game for it.
Mm-hmm.
This was my only game for a month, and then I got Animal Crossing, and then those two were my only games for like 6 months until I got Ocarina of Time. Because I couldn't get Wind Waker at launch.
But you got Ocarina of Time?
Yeah, they gave you the disc before the game
before
came
the game
out.
came out. Right, okay.
It's a pre-order thing. I have a story about that too. My friend Brian and I, we went to, he won't mind if I name drop him. We went to our nearest EB Games, both to pre-order because we heard it came with a free disc. And so we went to pre-order Wind Waker, and it only required a $5 deposit, and we had $5, you know, being 14 or 13, whatever. Neither of us had income, and, well, he got allowance, I didn't. So
You got the internet.
that was much later.
Oh.
That was a lot later. During this time, I didn't have internet at all. Didn't even have a computer. Our computer broke when we moved to Los Angeles. It broke.
That sucks.
So yeah, we went to the nearest EB, took care of that, and the lady who worked there was the manager. She gave us the Ocarina disc, and we each got a copy. We were both just like, oh shit, that's cool. And
They gave it to you without even you putting down the full money?
yeah, it was a pre-order bonus that you got at the time of pre-order.
Yeah.
And so we got that, and then when Brian went to, or when the time came for me to cancel my pre-order, because I obviously couldn't get $50 back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way in hell I could have gotten $50. I'm poor. I've always been poor. And so I had to cancel it, and I went in there, and the guy gave me back my $5, and, you know, but he didn't ask for the Ocarina disc back or anything. When Brian did it, it was that same lady who gave us the pre-orders, and she was the manager, and she demanded that he bring the disc back. And he was just like, you can't force me to do that. It wasn't part of the promotion. And she was like, you bring that back or I'm calling the police and we're going to have this sorted out because you have to bring that back. It's store policy. And
That's dumb.
his mother works for the LA County Sheriff, or she used to. So she went in there and threw a big fuss and was like, let's read the fine print on the details on that. And so she did. They both read it straight up. And the fine print says nothing about having to bring the disc back if the person cannot fulfill the order. So that story went to the bosses, higher ups, and they fired her.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Apparently that was not her first offense. She hated kids, especially teenagers.
Yeah.
And when you work at a video game store, that's not the best kind of
Not a
policy
good
you want to
trade,
have.
Yeah.
So that wasn't too good. She got fired.
Well,
Whoops. I think Nintendo learned from that promotion not to give out the items before the actual game came out, because I think they lost a lot of copies because of canceled pre-orders. People just wanting Ocarina.
it's a pretty good game.
Yeah, it's alright. It's enjoyable. It's long-winded and
No,
boring,
a link
but
to
it's
the past.
it's not a link to the past. It's not Wind Waker. But it's playable. I'll give it that.
It has way too big of a world map with nothing in it.
Yep. It's way too empty and lifeless. That's my only real complaint about that game,
Yeah.
is that, and you know, for the N64, it makes sense because they had to. That was the limitation. They couldn't put, you know, stuff in every square inch of the
a million things
map.
everywhere.
But, and playing it on the 64 really masks that flaw. But playing the remake, it really makes the flaw stand out because we've had 13 years of game design between the two releases, and it really just makes the emptiness show in the corners they cut in the original because of tech limitations.
Was Majora's Mask the one that was supposed to come out on the disk drive?
No, that was Zero Zelda.
Okay.
That project became Majora's Mask after it was dropped.
Oh, okay.
But no, Majora's Mask, some elements of it were supposed to be in Zero Zelda, but like side questing and the clock and things like that.
Yeah.
But it was not the same game.
So like all those disk drive games had some aspect of having a real-time clock.
Yeah, because it had to have some aspect of a real-time clock or real-time things or stuff that's remembered.
Yeah.
Because they wanted to really drive in the fact that it could do rewritable disk memory.
Mother 3 had that as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Did not know that. Oh god, it must be in a wardrobe.
Yeah, Mother 3 had like a huge time span thing where you were supposed to be able to affect things in the... do things in the past or whatever, and they'd affect the present and stuff when you did flashbacks or something. I don't know. None of that stuff ended up making it into the Game Boy Advance version.
Really? Well, it's to be expected, I suppose.
Yeah. It still has a time skip, but it's just part of the story.
Oh yeah.
Still nobody's found like a copy of that floating around.
Of what?
Mother 3 for N64.
Oh, of course, they probably never got that leaked. Besides, even if it was, emulating a disk drive game is really difficult.
Yeah. They have cartridge versions of it floating around. So it was at Space World after they turned it from a disk drive game to a regular cart game.
Really?
Yeah, Space World 99, they had a bunch of demo units with cartridges.
Oh, yeah, I wanted to point this out. The Game Boy Horror, look at how high the resolution is for that overlay, that 2D. That is like awesome.
It's like your iPhone.
It's just like back when iPhone type of technology was just a fantasy.
Yeah.
The Game Boy Advance had just come out, and we had the Game Boy Horror to send it off. And that's one thing I like about it's a nice touch of the sequel, is that instead of the Game Boy Horror, you're using a first model Nintendo DS. So I thought that was kind of cool. You know, they always use the handheld generation previous to the one that's current when the game comes out. So if there's a third game, I would expect it to do the same. Sure. Ghost Mice, blah blah. I got them both last time I played. There's 2 golden mice in the game.
I like the effect on the ghost.
Ah, shit. What, the transparency or the glow?
The like transparency kind of thing.
Yeah, it's very good visual effect.
Yeah.
I played through this maybe last month on hard mode. I did the hidden mansion mode.
Yeah.
So I'm doing regular mode now for the show, and it's gonna go
like
pretty
super
quick.
easy.
Yeah.
Are those pearls he's dropping?
The only major difference between the two for the US version is that you take more damage.
Oh, okay.
That's pretty much it. There's more regular ghosts floating around to get in your way, and you take more damage. The European version is actually better. Mario! Actually guessed the right one.
Yeah.
In the PAL version, the normal game is actually brighter than what
cool.
you're looking at right here.
Yeah.
And This version's the same brightness as the Japanese version, which is also the same brightness as the PAL Hidden Mansion, the hard mode. But for the regular one, it's brighter, supposedly because of makes it easier. I guess I don't know. I don't know why they did that. But their Hidden Mansion also has different boss fights as well as less hearts floating around, and the more damage taken. It's very good.
That bed looks comfy.
Oh yeah. Someday I wish to play the PAL version. Oh no. Yo, bitch. Oh,
She's not grabbable.
I didn't get her in time. I have to do it when she first shrieks. Because there's her heart, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Forgot about that aspect of it. Her ghost heart.
Jeez. It wasn't until like halfway through my very first playthrough back in 2002 that I figured out. Oh, check this out.
Oh.
Hi. Patio.
Can you still suck stuff up and do that kind of thing?
No, you can't use it.
Oh.
But his voice is totally. I love it.
I like
Such a nice
Luigi.
little detail. I liked Luigi in this game. Recently, you know, it's cool that he's getting more screen time, but I don't know. It's hit and miss. The new Luigi's Mansion doesn't have the same game feel as this.
Yeah.
It's not
I
as
just like Luigi as a Mario character. I like Luigi.
well, yeah, he's still cool. Still cool.
He's probably my favorite.
Oh, I didn't check over here for money.
The toad back there.
Yeah, I already said hi to him.
Oh. Did you play Super Paper Mario?
Oh, jeez. Did the baby crying?
Did you play Super Paper Mario?
No.
That was a good game for Luigi.
I have it, I just haven't played it. That's the Wii one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I
the one
haven't
that's
played
like a 2D thing until
yeah, you
don't
can
tilt
trans.
it. Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Oh, another complaint I have about the 3DS Luigi's Mansion. In this one, because you have a C-stick, you can turn. You turn like that when you hold the vacuum, but you can quickly turn like that.
Yeah.
And you can also turn when you've got the flashlight off. Whereas in the new one, Luigi strafes whenever he holds down the flashlight button,
Yeah.
and it also strafes whenever he's using the strobe beam to charge it up, or the dark light thing. So he's always facing that one direction, which is very difficult, because there can be a ghost behind you and you're trying to charge up the flashlight to flash him, but you can't turn around without flashing it.
Do you
So
have only a certain amount of flashlight?
you have to charge it. You have to hold it down for like 2 seconds, 3
Oh.
seconds. And when there's ghosts right behind you, you don't really have enough time to line it up properly and flash them sometimes. So it kind of sucks. I always thought this was creepy. Just the sound effects and everything.
Also, that they're like ghost babies.
Oh, this
It's
is a
the
cool thing.
same-
Check it out. This is... Oh, damn it.
It's the same problem that Casper has.
But
Just dead baby.
this is the only time in history where it's okay to hit an infant.
Gaga goo goo ga.
Totally. So Luigi's tripping balls here.
This is the first boss encounter.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of weird.
Jeez.
That is legitimately a little bit unsettling.
Yeah, a little tiny bit. And then he winks. What the fuck is that about?
Who knows?
And then he does a little punch. But yeah, in the European hard mode, there are horses here that'll crisscross.
I thought you were going to tell me something about how they censored it because he's a dead baby.
What?
I don't know, like in the German version, how everything's robots.
What?
Well, you know Germany is like super crazy about violence in video games.
Are they?
Yeah.
Thought that was Australia.
In like gun games and stuff, they'll replace people with robots and shit like that. Just for the German version.
When has that ever happened?
It's happened in Half-Life, and I know many other games have had that happen. But I don't know any because I don't care.
Like, comment, subscribe if you know of games where the German version swapped out people for robots because of the violence.
Enough that I've heard other people make jokes about it before.
If the ball hits you before it bounces back or after it bounces back, it'll go away. So you have to wait for the next time the balls come out. Yeah, I didn't know until like halfway through my first playthrough way back in the day that you have to tilt the control stick the opposite direction that the ghost is trying to go to make the counter go down faster.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Because I was wondering why it took forever to get those 100 health ghosts down, and then I couldn't beat the baby here forever. And then I figured it out. And I was like, oh, that's cool. It makes it a lot easier.
Is this game linear?
Oh,
in terms
very.
Of, okay, I couldn't remember if it was or not.
It's linear in that you can only go a certain way to progress the story, obviously.
Yeah.
But you can still kind of explore, but you're limited in where you can explore until you follow the story a bit more.
Yeah. Yeah, you got that.
Follow the set path.
Easy. I like the thing he does. Total Wind Waker chest.
Oh yeah, totally. At my house, with my kick-ass sound system, the bass on that is so awesome.
Kurs Luigi. Kurs.
Chicka chicka.
Sounds exactly like a friggin' Ewok.
That sounds like an Ewok.
Yeah. He sounds exactly like Wicket. It's hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
It's like a washing machine.
I thought it was like a centrifuge.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a centrifuge, but it's like an old-fashioned washing machine too.
What has been happening?
Well, he's turning them into paintings. Because if you missed that, that's the premise of this game, is that the mansion's all haunted and stuff, and all of the boos, they pulled all of EGAD's portraits into ghosts like they were again, like
Yeah.
they used to be ghosts, and then he turned them into portraits with the poltergeist, I believe. And then the boos helped them escape from the portraits, and now Luigi's gotta get him back.
That guy looked like a total Neville.
Totally. I like how Neville became the hot one. Like, in the first few movies, he's all, like, dopey and doughy and everything. And
Oh,
then,
in Harry Potter.
and
yeah.
then in part 7, he's, like, so badass and sexy and everything.
Well, not only that, but he's like a chubby kid, but he turned into like 7 foot tall and like super fit.
He wasn't that chubby.
In the first like 2 movies or something, he was
He wasn't that chubby.
He was chubby
He
enough.
wasn't a fat kid.
No, he was chubby.
Well, that's
wasn't
episode
fat.
1 of our Luigi's Mansion playthrough. Hope you enjoy. We're gonna get back to it and play more next time on the show that we still haven't named. The Unnamed
Excellent.
Show. That was what I thought our title
Oh,
could be.
the Unnamed Show.
Because I keep saying that over and over again, our Unnamed Show. So maybe that's what we should just call the show on this channel, the Unnamed Game Show.
Untitled Project.
Untitled Project Part 1.